When I was a young girl, I fell so in love with a captain of a ship. And he told me such tales that excited me, of adventures on each trip. He asked me my name, I said, Dora, sir. I curtsied, then how he did laugh. For a pirate was this man, and to marry was his plan. Then he gave me his ring and his scarf, saying, Dora, Dora, there couldn't be a more exciting girl than you. And if you will marry me, we will settle by the sea in a cottage built for two.
You know, it's very sad when you get elderly, and you've been in a place all your life, and you think you're settled, and suddenly one day, having lost you've lost your husband, you've watched your children grow up and have their children, you've watched your grandchildren grow up, you say, good heavens, something's happening to me. Oh, Mr. Stevens. Oh, I knew you'd come and see me. That's it, you come in now. Sit yourself down. I'll close the window. And I've made us a nice cup of tea. I say, you don't think they've forgotten me, do you? Well, I mean, you never know. It's just that it's been there outside my door now, for all these months. I can't get out. No, I did mention it to them. I mean, they will take it away, won't they? Well, I don't want to be a problem to anybody or cause any problems, but I would like them to take it soon, take it away. Well, you see, I know I'm the last one here, and I know I've got to move, but it doesn't seem right having that right outside my door. I feel like a prisoner in my own home, I do. Oh, yes, we've spoken to the council, we have. Mr. Bradfield. Oh, he was very nice. Well, I didn't speak to him personally. No, Ken did, 'cause Ken's on the phone. Ken's my son, and I'm not on the phone. But Ken's got one of those new ones, shaped like a duck. It makes a cracking sound when you pick it up. Oh, it would get on my nerves with that. Well, anyway, he said, Mother, Mr. Bradfield's going to get it sorted another time, dear. Well, I mean, he'll have to, won't he? Well, I mean, when I do move, how am I going to get my furniture out? They can't take it all out of the window, can they? Oh, and I remember the problem we had when we moved here all those years ago. They had difficulty with Mother's wardrobe, you see. Well, it's one of those big Victorian ones, and like a lot of them, it's all carved on the base and on the top, you see. Well, they couldn't get it in the lift. It was too big. I could always leave it here when I go, couldn't I, Mr. Stevens? But, well, you get fond of things, don't you? And it is my mother's after all. No, dear. They've got to find me somewhere, haven't they? Oh, they will. Oh, well, I have been offered something. Alternative accommodation. Brand spanking new. All mod-cons, they say, yes. Right on the other side of town, on the edge of the new industrial estate, where I won't know anybody. And I said, no, thank you very much, not at my time of life. I'd rather not, if you don't mind. And they said, well, Mrs. Malpas, if you don't go there, it's the 15th floor of a tower block in Meadow Street. Well, you see, they're pulling that down next year. And I'd have to start all over again, yes. No, I've got food. I'm all right for food. I get all the food I want, thanks to my Sammy. That's my grandson. That's Ken's eldest, you see. Well, he does the shopping, and then comes round with it, you see, and he gives me a call, and I lean over and haul it up. Yes. Well, when it first happened a while ago, I said, well, if I was on the ground floor, this wouldn't be happening, would it? Yes, if I was on the 15th, 17th or 18th, when I could go up and up, couldn't I? I'd be dead by now. Anyway, he said, I tell you what, Nanny, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a hook on the bottom of your walking stick, and then when I come back from the shops with all your shopping, I'll whistle. You lean over and I'll hook it on and you can pull it up. And I could, except if a bag was too heavy, and especially if there were a few bags of heavy things, then I'd have to do it 2 or 3 at a time. And I did have a problem with the Meals on Wheels lady when she first came. Well, they come twice a week. Yes, curry and trifle. Oh, well, I mean, it's not a right sort of thing for a woman of my age, is it? Curry and trifle. But beggars can't be choosers, you know. No, she was very nice about it. I offered to pay for the bag she was using. She said, "Oh, no, they'll understand back at base." Base. That was what she called it. Oh, daft, I call it. She said, "Oh, it has happened before. You know from the sorts of containers on offer, so now when they deliver it, it's in a polythene bucket, you see." Oh, no, it's in containers. They put the containers in the bucket, and then I haul it up. Then I warm it through on my little stove, you see. Yes, I've still got my electricity. Till next week. Then that's it. No, I manage. You do. When you're a mother, you do, you know. You manage. And when you've been through a war, there's all sorts of things you can cope with, really, yes. No, I'm all right, really, in my daytime. It's the night times. Oh, yes, it gets me down a bit. And, of course, I've got my knitting needles, haven't I? Oh, yes, thank heavens I can still knit. Oh, yes. And you see, there's Ken's 2 youngest still at school, so that's scarves and gloves and jumpers, you know. And they say, "Granny, can we have the coloured ones? I prefer lilac best, I do." Yes. Oh, and then I've got my little transistor. They call it Granny's Tranny, they do. And it runs on 4 batteries, which are tied with a little ribbon at the back. And then, you know, when they're done, you untie them all. And, oh, that reminds me, Mr. Stevens. Shall I pay you now, love? Well, when you're owed. I think you need it. Oh, that'll be lovely, Mr. Stevens. Let me just get my purse. Oh, do forgive me. I'm sorry about this. It's my walking stick. I sometimes put it up the wrong way, you see, and it will catch in my sleeve, and I have to tuck the edges in, yes. I wouldn't bother, because I don't fret about it, no. Oh, but it's lovely when you come and visit me like this. That balcony means you can get in, doesn't it? Yes. Well, I mean, you couldn't have come without your ladder, could you? No. And who ever heard of a window cleaner without a ladder? No. And my windows are the best ones, yes. Oh, the only ones not boarded up anyway. I say, if this was 20 years ago, you'd give me a fireman's lift, wouldn't you? Yes, exactly. If it was 20 years ago, well, it wouldn't be happening. But it is, and there we are. Some things happen at a push. It's just that... Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Yes. Now, would you like another cup of tea? Do you? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go and brew up. Now, you see that tin on the shelf there? Yes, the one with the gollywog on it. Yes, it's got biscuits in. Yes, you open those, and I'll go and put the kettle on, and we'll have another cup of tea, and it'll be lovely. Oh, it's a lovely day. I always look forward to your visits. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. Thank you.